Damn,
I'm
how's it going, brother? How is it been
yeah.
going? It's been a long time since I brought you on, and obviously it's been quite a while since I last saw you. I last saw you at the Mastermind, but we will dive into all of this juicy stuff in a second. I guess really first things first. Perhaps you can give an introduction of who you are, what it is you do, and what your current monthly recurring revenue is, and all of that type of good stuff.
Cool. So, I run an agency called Bison Studios. We basically have property developers brand market launch and sell into the market. That's how it was when I originally started, right? When you met me, I had the agency,
Yep.
right? And we sort of, before we used to do everything, we used to serve every niche, do every market, do every different type of product. And as soon as we joined the program, the first thing we got sorted out was our offer, figured out what clients we wanted to work with, and that completely changed the way we work because we're able to offer a much better product. Like I said, work with just property developers, launching residential projects into the market. And what we also managed to do is increase profitability like crazy because we knew exactly how to solve the problem, exactly like making sure that the product we're selling to our clients was as top as possible. And we saw the results of that tenfold over. Like I just closed a deal yesterday of 50K just like that because just because like people just come to us now when we're like in my market, especially from where I'm from in Malta. Anyone who has a development on the island just comes straight to us. Like we don't even do any marketing really truly anymore. We just promote the products we've done and the projects we've worked on. But now it's just like it's stupid for someone else not to work with us because we have so much experience and so much results in that specific niche. So
Beautiful.
besides besides the acquisition strategies you've shared with us in the Access School and Charlie has gone through and all of that, it's just like just helped us really hone in into what we wanted to do best, giving the best product and like being able to scale that side of it.
Fantastic. So how much is the business doing at the moment
Now
monthly?
we're doing around 50K a month, but like profitability wise, tenfold to what we used to do before. Like we used to hardly
Okay.
any make profit really through like 10%, 15%. Now our markups our profit margins are much or way, way higher, like 50 to 60% per project, which is much better for us. But at the same time, whilst that's running and I sort of will not really I hired a creative director for that. I hired the whole team and built out the whole thing with regards to running the agency side. I'm not that involved in it anymore. I just do sales calls and just the sales meetings. And then through the mastermind, that completely changed my life, man.
Yeah,
Like,
we're going to dive into all of this. So just to give everybody some context who's at
yeah,
home, the first time that Sam and I had a conversation was all the way back in 2022. It was right at the end of 2022. If I remember correctly, at that point in time, you were more focused just purely on web design and web development. I don't
yeah.
even think you'd made the transition into lead generation as of
No, no,
yet.
we never had done any lead generation, to be honest.
Yeah, and so what I think the thing that you were trying to accomplish at that point in time is how do you transition away from web dev
Yeah,
into paid ads, needing to have like the right education on how to do the paid ads, how
yeah.
to go about, as you said, getting the right offer in place, picking out the
I
right
completely
niche.
forgot about that, man. To be honest, like our business is so lead gen now. It's like I completely forgot before we met. I wasn't even doing any lead, and it was just web. So like
Yeah,
now our product is what we said is we guarantee our clients that they get at least 50 qualified buyer leads every single month. Like that's we don't even sell websites anymore. Websites is just like part of what we're selling and part of our process. But our offer now is like we're gonna get you leads, but to get you these qualified leads, we're gonna build you up your brand, we're gonna build your website, we're gonna build your marketing, we're gonna do
mhm.
your CRM. Like I forgot about that completely, to be
Yeah, it's
honest.
crazy. It's crazy. It might be hard to remember this because again, you've been with us for a long time. You've really seen the progression not only of Imperium but also of Charlie. Like, if I remember, again, you came in through the YouTube channel. This was back when Charlie had like I don't know
No.
4,000 subscribers, not a
Yeah,
100,000
exactly.
subscribers. But with all of this in mind,
Mhm.
like what was it about Charlie, even at that point in time, that attracted you to book in a call?
I think it was just what he was saying, like the content he was giving away. He like everything that I was going through, he was sort of pinpointing out in his YouTube videos. To be honest, he was giving so much advice on like how to generate leads, how to book more appointments, how to close more deals, and we didn't really have that much as an agency. So just hearing how he, what process he had and the systems he had, it didn't just sound believable. It just sounded like this is exactly what I need and this is exactly what's missing in my business. So it was like we have the product down. We thought we did. We didn't. We learned that once we joined the program, but it was more of like his knowledge and expertise and just like showing us exactly what needed to be done, really, truly.
And had you done any courses before that point in time?
No, I almost bought Iman Gadzhi's course. Thank God I didn't, to be honest.
Okay.
And I paid like 6 grand to a sales company to try help us solve like go international and solve our sales problem. But that resulted like we had zero results from that. We literally just threw away our money because we had someone doing outreach through email. We got
Mhm.
zero leads. But it
Mhm.
wasn't even their fault, to be honest, because we didn't even have an offer. We were just like, we're a web design agency.
Yeah.
Like I started realizing while we're going through the course and over the past 2 years, like most of the things weren't working was because of our fault, our own. We just didn't have the knowledge to actually know how to scale it from our end.
I think that's one thing that Charlie does really well is he helps you to realize that it's not just a specific piece of copy. It's
Yeah,
not just going to be a
that,
subject line that gets you there. Like it's really the whole thing. You have
yeah,
to have the whole thing in place. You can
that's
fire off 1,000 emails a day if you want, but it doesn't mean you're going to get any appointments
we tried
booked.
it all, man. We did it all.
But taking it back to that point, because you've been involved in the previous product, you were involved when it was just Imperium agency prior to EasyGrow, and then obviously you saw the transition
Yeah,
into
I think it was like the
EasyGrow
month, 1 month in the
one
old,
month.
and then I was 1 month in, and then right afterwards was an EasyGrow.
So, what were your impressions, or I guess, what differences have you seen, like as time has gone by, in terms of the
The
product?
program, I think,
Yeah.
mad. It's just constant. Like every other month, there's something new being added. I jumped in back because I'm not really in the program anymore. Like we got exactly what we needed out of it. Came to the mastermind, and jumping back in for a month, I think it was like wow, this is like a completely new program with regards to like running YouTube ads, running Facebook ads, the Facebook and go high level setup. So the great thing about it is what I've implemented into my business now is just like constantly improving the product and the iterations of the product, which is huge.
And I think that's like, again, one of the biggest things that you get from Charlie is that I think the thing that really separates him is that he's all about the product and he
Yeah.
makes you realize it needs to be all about the product. And that's probably why you're literally dominating your entire market right now, is
And I
because
believe in the same way, to be honest. Like we didn't really do any marketing, and we were kind of successful. We're doing like 30K months, 40K months without doing zero marketing. And this is just solely based on our product and our process working. So like going into the program and seeing how dedicated he was to the product and constantly evolving it just made me apply it even more, like double down on that from our end as well. Like the Legion can work, you can get as many leads as you want, you can make as many sales as you want, but really and truly, for me, it was more product than product first and then going into that afterwards, which helped me like be where I am today, really and truly, I feel.
you talked about profitability,
Yeah.
right? Why do you feel like the product kind of helped you to maybe figure out some of those kinks?
And the biggest thing was just finding one niche because we used to do everything for everyone. One day we're doing an e-commerce site, one day we're doing a restaurant's website, another day we're doing a hotel's website. And it's like some projects are going to fail, some projects are going to do well. But what we've sort of put together was we would realize like, okay, what's our best client here? Like where we're making the most money, who are we seeing the most results with? And doing the first chapter through the course, through school was like through EasyGrow allowed us sort of to figure that out. Like what is our offer? Who are we trying to serve? So like now we're just serving property developers mainly. And that
Mhm.
just allowed us to like, okay, it's just this, and this every single time. There's no like hiccups. There's no like nothing we didn't expect to happen. We are the authority once the client comes to us and they listen to us because we've done it 100 times before.
Mhm.
Whereas before it's like, okay, we need to start from the beginning here. We need to come up with a whole new strategy. We need to understand your business. We need to like, it never really worked because every time it's some completely different strategy, a completely different problem you're trying to solve. And it's like, how are you expected to improve your product if you don't have like one problem you're solving?
Mhm. That makes
That's the
sense.
biggest thing for us, I would say, when it came to profitability, because now it's like the process is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We know exactly how to do it. We know exactly what works and what doesn't work. We spent thousands on ads to figure out what ads work as well for that niche.
Yeah.
So clients are
Okay.
much happier because the results are much better every single time.
because they're predictable, because
Yeah,
you've done it over and over again. That
exactly.
makes
And we know that the next project is going to be even better than the one
better.
before because
Yeah.
we've come into the problems already. So it's great.
And that's why it's so important to just do one thing, really, to
Yeah.
just do one thing. Okay, all right, cool. So beyond that, you were also talking about the offer, etc. What would you say were your biggest takeaways from the program? I'm sure that it's kind of changed as time has gone by, but what are like the key things that you really think moved the needle for you massively to help you get to that 50K?
I think it was just understanding outreach and how it all works because we had sent out thousands of emails before. We had tried cold calling, we had tried approaching, nothing ever worked, right? We sent out emails to Damak, which is the biggest property developer in Dubai, right? And this CMO, the top marketing manager of the company, replied back to one of our emails because
Wow.
we're like, this is our offer, this is what we can do. Okay, we didn't lead into a sale because we weren't ready for it, really, really and truly.
Mhm.
But like I never thought cold outreach would work with regards to emails. And we got replies from some of the biggest companies in the West, the biggest property developer in the world, replying back to one of the emails we sent out as a cold email.
And was this using the Loom strategy?
No, without the loan.
Okay,
Because we felt that
understood.
loan for high-end luxury might have been a bit too like would
Yeah.
not work as well. So it was just like this is our offer, this who have helped. We've won some of like massive international design awards from our end, from a web design point of view. So our emails and our offer was very strong with regards to like we've worked with projects on the likes of Zaha Hadid Architects, which are some of the biggest architectural firm in the world. We've won international design awards for the work we've done. So our offer was quite strong when it comes to like this is who we are, this is how we can help you, and we can guarantee you sort of we had a look at your website and we can guarantee an increase in your conversion.
So from what I'm understanding, you feel like the reason why this was effective this time around before you kind of jumped on board was because you knew who you need to talk to and you had an offer that spoke perfectly to that market.
Exactly, exactly. Because then that applies to ads, it applies to your cold outreach, it applies to anything else. So like that, for me, that was the key. It's like, fuck. Now I understand how business works. Like, why would anyone say, I used to run ads before as an agency and say, listen, work with us, we do web development. It's like, now I feel stupid looking at what I used to push out as an ad because like, who the hell is going to click on that anyway? I mean, it's
Okay.
not speaking, it's not calling out to anyone, it's not
Yeah.
speaking to anyone.
It's a shotgun approach and you're just
Yeah.
hoping that something is going to stick.
And nobody's going to stick to that. So that was the biggest thing for us.
Okay, cool. Let's talk about the mastermind then. So I think actually Charlie posted a video from the mastermind on the YouTube channel like a couple of days ago. You
Yeah.
decided to come over for the mastermind. Why was that?
Because the program really I don't know, it changed my life with regards to the program because it was solving my biggest problems I had. It was like, how am I ever going to get more leads? And the results we got out of it sort of had so much of an impact in my business life and my life as well. It's like, okay, man, I want to learn more about how I can scale this faster, how I can scale this differently. And to be honest, I come from a place where there's not much happening here, like with my friends and sort of in my country with regards to agencies and sort of scaling. So being around Charlie and the team and learning from you guys was something that was exciting for me. So I said, let's do it. I mean, I made that 6K back within the first month of joining the program,
Yeah.
right? So I
Yeah.
was like, listen, if I double my money within the first month of joining, what's gonna happen if I have like one-on-one of him looking at into our business and sort of Charlie giving us advice and guiding us through it all? So I jumped on the idea straight away.
And what would you say were some of your key takeaways from the mastermind? Because I know by the sounds of things, for you, you've decided to stay with the agency model. I know a part of the mastermind was more focused on showing people how
No,
to
so that's
trans.
that's that's the big thing. So
Okay.
the agency is running itself now. And now my whole model from myself is I just do sales for the agency with regards to property developers. And now I have around, I did 35K in sales in just program and course training with regards to, I train real estate agents, basically EasyGrow,
Mhm.
but for real estate agents.
Okay.
So
So we have we got two separate revenue streams here, or is
yeah,
this
no, two,
combined
two, two,
50K?
two, two. So
So we've
now
got the 50K, we've got the 50K on the agency, and then we've got the 35 coming in from the course as well.
yeah, and that's it. That's growing every
Beautiful.
month. That's like I'm just dialing in
Beautiful.
my ad, so it's been
Yes. Good
it's
job, Sam. Okay,
thank
let's explore this in more detail then, because obviously
yeah.
I think a lot of you didn't really know what to expect when we
No,
came
no
when we came
idea.
to the mastermind,
Exactly.
and it was a bit of a thing on the first day where Charlie was like, "Guys, all of you are experienced, all of you know what you're doing, you've got expertise. I really think it makes sense for you to start transitioning over to info product. And
Yeah.
I'm sure at that point in time, it must have been like, oh, I don't know, does this really make sense? Since doing that, Sam, what are your thoughts? Like, do you find operationally it's a lot simpler? You have a better quality of life? Like, what does that look like for you?
So before I came to the mastermind, I was already thinking about, I already had set up a bit of it with regards to like how it all works because I was inspired by EasyGrow. I'm like, look, this makes so much more sense. Like rather than doing the actual work, like agency life, training people to do themselves. So I came there with that at the back of my head already. I already had like drawn out the business plan of how it all work. So when I came, then he said that Charlie said like, listen, we're going to focus on building out your own program. I'm like, this couldn't be better for me. So I went into that and came out of that. Like it changed my life tenfold over, man. Like to be honest, I think it is just meeting you guys and understanding how the team works and how all inspired you are with regards to Charlie and the vision and yourself. So to me, just that alone was like completely changed the way I work with my team, the way I work with like it's called Agent Leaders, the agentleaders.com, my program. And like I implemented everything he said with regards to like building out the team, like building out a vision. I never had that with my other with Bison, with the agency. But with the agent leaders now, it's like I know I want to go. Understanding how to build out a team that's motivated and sort of all believe in the same vision was huge to me because in an agency we never really had that. And it's like now it's much more rewarding. Besides, it's much more profitable. Besides, it's a much better quality of life because you're not really implementing the things yourself. It's so much more rewarding because I have people saying, you're changing my life, man. It's like, for me, that is the biggest thing. It's like, okay, I built a new business. We're making 35, 40K months. But really and truly, it's like the satisfaction I get from my team members seeing me as a leader now, based on like understanding the vision, where I want to go and stuff, being like helping them set their goals, helping them figure out what they want to do with their lives, and
Mm,
implementing the same things with the clients who sign up for the program. It's like seeing the feedback I get from there is like I'm teaching them skills like Charlie taught us
mm.
that are going to last a lifetime for them, and like they're understanding their problems with their business. So it's been like a full circle moment. It's like, okay, I started with EasyGrow, it changed my life, went to the mastermind. Now I'm doing the same thing with my client, and it's like,
It's kind of crazy to think about because it actually hasn't been that long. Like it's been what, around
yeah,
14 months.
yeah,
Yes, yeah, about 14, 15 months. It's really not, you've gone from web design
yeah,
to lead gen
yeah,
to
man.
consulting. And do you put that down to the fact that I guess perhaps you've had like a clear roadmap in place to be able to follow, that you've been able to move at that speed because of that?
100%, 100%. I would say like having like if I didn't join the program, I would not have started this info business. I would have not have solved my problem. So it's like even just joining the program and understanding how the Easy Grow program was set up with Go High Level. I didn't even know what Go High Level was 2 years ago before I joined the
Mm,
program.
mm.
So it's like without
Crazy.
having that, it's like
That is
I don't
crazy.
even know. I'd be stuck in doing the same thing I've been doing for the for the 3 years. It's been
Okay.
life changing, honestly, man. Even the people I met at the mastermind. I joined Brian Moncada's mastermind as well.
Yeah, yeah. I really enjoyed that as well. That it's this is the other thing I think that is so understated about being part of a community is the people, it's the
Yeah,
networking, it's the access to information that you get.
yeah,
It's insane. It's
yeah,
insane. Okay, well look, let's kind of future pace a little bit. Let's look to the
mhm,
future.
yeah.
What is the goal then? Because you're running two businesses at the moment. One of them is doing 50K, the other's doing 35K. Is the plan just to just let the agency side of things tick over, maybe prepare for an exit and scale up the coaching business?
Yeah,
What's
my
the goal
plan
for
is to
this year?
focus solely on the coaching business, really and truly, because the agency, we're just working with clients that, like, we have a set process, we have a creative director there. I'm just doing sales organically that comes to us. We're not even doing any marketing or any outreach anymore. So I'm just letting that whoever comes in and like jobs around 50K jobs for us. So for it's silly for us to say no.
Mm.
Clients are happy. We're still building up whatever we have there for the past years of working in it. So that's just running itself. So I'm not focusing too much on the agency. I have a partner in the agency, but on agent leaders, that's me completely alone. So
Do you know it's so funny that you mentioned this because I was looking back at my notes from the call,
yeah,
and on the notes it said he wants to get started but he needs to speak to his business partner about this. Took $100 deposit. So I'm guessing it might be that that was the business partner
Yeah.
you were talking about. And it's scary to think. And this, like, I try so hard on the sales calls for this reason. Like,
Yeah.
it's terrifying to think if you hadn't done this, what would have happened? Like,
Crazy.
what life would look like if you didn't come on board. Um, I guess on that note, then, Sam, what is the best piece of advice that you could give to somebody who's maybe, you know, jumping on a call with me, jumping on a call with one of the other reps, and they're like, I don't know, like, I don't know if this is going to be the right thing for me. Is this worth me making this investment? Should I take this step? Should I take this risk? What would you say to them?
I would say just if your problem is being organized, lead generation, you have no stop vision of where you want to go, what you need guidance, then there's this the proof is there. Like there's everything you need to have in the course itself. You have Charlie who's like doing, I don't know, millions a month with regards to revenue in the info product and in the sort of agency space as well he used to before. So it's like if you're gonna learn from someone, there's no one else on the market, I think, that you can learn from. It's like what I realized was instead of spending 5, 6 years maybe finding the information I needed to find, I found it within a week of joining the program. So like
And I think that's so powerful, given how much you have done in such short a period of time. Because this is
yeah,
what I say to people all the time: is I don't doubt that you could make it happen. Like you can, but it just might take you 3, 4, 5 years to get there. But for you to have basically gone through 3 different businesses and scaled them so quickly, it's because you just have that access to the information. It's right there.
that's
You
it.
make
It's
like
just like if you want it, it's there. Like you can pay 500 grand for something, but I mean, if you're not going to do the work, it's going to be
true.
you're not going to get anywhere. So if you're ready to do the work and if you're ready to put in and you're ready to sort of grow, then there's nowhere else you need to be. Literally, you have every single tool you need to actually grow right in front of you. You can go to the program, and I don't know how many weeks will it take you. I just took the pieces of information that I thought apply to my agency, and within 2 weeks, I was implementing everything and changing what needed to be changed. So it's like rather than spending 2, 3 years, 4 years, that's what I told my business partner. I'm like, listen, if we never paid for this course, we'd be in this exact same position,
Mm.
hoping like, let's run another stupid ad and let's do another email without understanding how it's going to work. Like, you just have information that works. So for me, it's like the way I think now is so different because as soon as I have a problem, I just look for someone who's solved that problem before.
Yep. That
And
makes a
Charlie
lot
has
of
solved
sense.
every single one of those
Yeah.
problems in the program. So it's like, why wouldn't you pay for it? It's like
Okay, cool. Well, look, I guess to wrap this up, is there anything else that you want to bring to the table? Is there anything else that you want to share with people just before we
no,
end?
man. To be honest, I needed that because I was feeling today was like one of those sales calls today where it's so different, like selling the program than selling the agency work because
Mhm,
the agency work are people are coming to us most of the time.
mhm,
They want to work with us, and
mhm.
now with these, I'm running guides out. So it's been one of those days where like one call didn't show up, two people,
You're
two
getting
people,
frustrated.
yeah, and just like shit, man, what am I doing? And now I'm just
Os-
realizing
it's the
2 years,
oscillation of doubt, bro. It's the
yeah, now
oscillation of doubt.
2 years ago I was like. I was nowhere. So now it's I needed that to remind myself, like, listen, I came far already. It's just not even been 2 years, to be honest. It's been 14 months.
Beautiful. Well, look, bro, I appreciate you jumping on.